Hey, I'm back. Sorry, took a break there because my phone ran out of space. All right, so as I was saying, we need to align our mind, our intellect to the spiritual side, and that's where spiritual growth is. So it was interesting because, you know, if it was just about binding and just casting out, so I mean there's an element of that, but I think even in the demonic realm there are different authorities, because Paul talks about principalities, powers, and dominions. So there are different levels of authority in the spiritual realm, both in the angelic and also in the demonic. And so, Jesus also made this comment, right? First he said, "Oh faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I bear with you?" So it seemed pretty direct, because I mean, he's actually kind of like scolding them for not being able to cast the demon out. So it's an expectation that you should be able to do it. Well, why do I, how long shall I bear with you? And Jesus rebuked the demon, right? And then later on, the disciples asked, why couldn't he cast him out? And then he said, because of your unbelief. And he mentioned, if your faith as small as a mustard seed, you shall speak to the mountain. So what this alludes to is every Christian, even though you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you have the capacity to cast demons out. Then why is it not, or why do people not do that? Because of their unbelief. Okay, but yet at the same time, he says, however, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. So at first when I read this, a few years ago, I thought that it was conditions that, we need to pray more, we need to fast more, so that we, are able to, we need to do this preconditions so that we are able to cast the demons out. So that so there are certain demons that are so-called more powerful, and then we have to do this first before we cast it out. And although the methodology is correct, like yes, prayer and fasting has a place, but it is not so that we can cast a demon out, more to bring our flesh in control so that we ourselves are spiritually more mature. And this was actually brought back to me, right? I heard this testimony a couple of weeks ago, and it says that there was this pretty young pastor, and he went to this church. This is in Indonesia, so there's a lot of spiritual activity there. So he went to this church, and they brought someone they knew who was a possessed, literally possessed, right? Not a believer. So they brought him, and all he could do, right, was that he bind him, he cast him, he used Jesus' name and did all sorts of things, and the demon laughed at him, right, through the man. So 2 hours, and I think started from 2 hours and the whole night, and couldn't do anything. And so he said, okay, come back the next day, right? And he tried to, and so the demon laughed at him. You can't do anything to me, it told him. So this man then went to, and I think one of the elders of the church, who is known in the region as a very spiritually mature man, etc., etc. And this man was like 80 plus. So the next day came, and then he met up this demon possessed man, and then as they were talking, suddenly this man got up and ran into a room, a study room, I think. So he was like really afraid. He went to the study room, and then he crouched under the table. And then from afar, this pastor heard this old man, coming in, and said, okay, where is the demon possessed man? So he walked in very weakly, because he is 80 plus. And then the demon possessed man was just cowering under the table. So he came up, this old man came up, looked into the man's eyes and just said, get out. And then the demon was cast out. So he did what this pastor could not do for like almost a day, right? Doing all the spiritual methods of casting, binding, etc., etc. And I understood this as prayer and fasting, not so much that he did this before he bound he cast the demon out, but I think it is more of lifestyle of prayer and fasting. And maybe next time I make a video on prayer and fasting, it may not just be a literal fasting, but what struck me was in terms of the spiritual realm. This man might be old, very old and weak physically, but he was a spiritual giant in the spiritual realm, and the spirits recognized that. So yeah, so that's all my sharing for today. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.